Well, good afternoon. Just start off recapping a little bit of that football game on Saturday. As we all know, it was a four-quarter football game. I think we played three, and I was proud of the way that we played those three quarters. But in the game of football, you got to finish, and we've got to learn to again, as I mentioned, even at the press conference after the game was over, be able to respond to plays or situations in games that we have to respond in a positive manner instead of letting it knock us down and not enable us to play up to the way we're capable of playing. So, I think that's basically what happened in that fourth quarter, as we mentioned. Last night we again met as a team, practiced as a team, and our intentions are to move this program forward, learn from the past game, and try to make ourselves a better football team as we step out there on the practice field tomorrow afternoon. Would like to note that Terry Hawthorne was back, on the flight with us. We're all very happy and blessed. We feel that Terry was back there with us on the plane, and everything came out exactly like we stated after the game was over. That everything was cleared, and it was good to see him with us on the plane and at practice yesterday.
Can you give us any long-range view of whether he'll be able to play soon or not?
We'll see about that, Lauren. I mean, we're going to know a little bit more about what happens tomorrow. If we had to practice today, he wouldn't practice today, but we don't practice on Mondays.
What's it a concussion?
Well, that's what the tests are right now. He's going to do a workout, a concussional type workout, to see if that was the whole intention of the injury itself. But that's what they're determining right now.
Coach, what's the biggest challenge with Michigan? Is it stopping Denard?
Well, Denard's awful special. There's no question about it. And I know a lot of y'all were at the Big Ten conference meetings, and when he got up and spoke, kind of talked a little bit about Denard Robinson, not just as a player, but as a person. And you can tell that young man's a winner. I knew him back in his high school days, and he's done a great job with their offense, averaging over 300 yards himself. And, offensively right now, a lot of the things that they do. But it's a Michigan football team. They've got a very good defense, very aggressive, very active, as I say when I watch them. And their special teams are again, very sound in what they do, and reason why they're rated 25th in the country right now.
Just defensively, I mean, how does the game plan obviously change when you're preparing for someone who obviously is a great dual threat like he is?
Well, you better know where he is at all times, because he is definitely a threat to take the distance anytime he touches the football. We're in the process right now of making that game plan, and we're know that Denard will be a big part of it, but there's also 10 other players on that football field, and that's the thing about the game of football. You better be able to defend it all. And Denard's a big part of that offensively, what you have to defend.
Do you do anything differently in practice to get ready for Denard and the special skill set that he brings?
We've talked about it a little bit. We have not practiced, other than correctional type practice last night. We'll get out there on the practice field tomorrow. We'll try to, we are going to, incorporate maybe a Justin Hardy a little bit at quarterback with some of the, so that we can get a little bit more of the run type atmosphere from him. So we'll utilize a couple of the freshmen to possibly run some of those quarterback run games. But as I also mentioned, we faced Nathan Chiehlhaus and what he can do with the football, and we do a lot of practice, ones against twos against ones, and ones on ones. Try to practice a lot like the NFL does. So, we do get that looks also from our offense.
Coach, what were the breakdowns at the end of the game, the fourth quarter? You talked about the fourth quarter not playing as well as you should. What were the defensive breakdowns in particular?
Well, of course, the long pass, which the aggressiveness of our safeties again, and not properly playing what they're overcompensating, I guess you'd say, Lauren, for what they were trying to do. Instead of doing their responsibility and doing their job, they got caught off the play action, and we got beat deep on those. And then, I think the power running game that they ran at the end of the football game, we were just not fitting properly, spilling the ball when the ball needed to be spilled. Again, I think the problem with what this football team deals with that we're getting corrected and their understanding is that we're trying to overdo things at times instead of just doing what you're supposed to do. And if you do what you're supposed to do, that'll take care of defending the play. So I think defensively, if you look at the fourth quarter, there was a couple of those plays that we tried to overdo what we were doing as a defense, and that ended up costing us.
You talked about the snowball effect before, and you said you fought for 3 quarters and you competed for 3 quarters. Do you feel better about that area of your team this week after seeing what they did?
Well, I first of all, I'd like to say that the seniors challenged this football team, and we didn't finish that challenge, but I was happy to see that this football team responded to a challenge of playing. Now we've got to finish. That's the name of this game right now, is finishing, and this has been the problem that we've not just this year, but for the last year, a couple of years. So that's what we have to address, and it has to be changed. And again, the senior class will challenge, and as I did last night, hey, there needs to be an adjustment. We need to be able to make this adjustment and move forward.
Taking steps, though, is it a longer?
Well, again, I like winning. We all like winning. That's why we do this in our profession. And I know they do too. I know every one of our players. They work extremely hard for 12 months of the year to win football games. So, and in my profession, that's what I want them to do. I want them to be winners. So I think we're making strides, but we're not there yet because we're not winning.
You mentioned Saturday. Did you kind of been stressed a little bit, I guess?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Never. Hey, this is a new for me, I guess. It's there's no question it's tough because I want to win, and I've been around winning a lot in my life. But I respond, and my job is to get this football team better and make them get better each and every day. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And like I've mentioned before, that's the name of college football, and that's the profession that we're in.
Coach, is there any more, I hate to ask,
That's all right.
about the skull thing or whatever you were using? Is there any?
It's just a bad habit, Lauren, and yeah.
Is it over? As far as anybody responding to you from the Big Ten or from your own?
I've talked to our athletic director concerning the situation, and as I mentioned before, I apologize. It's a terrible habit. My father even texted me and stated that he's sorry. It will be adjusted, and it will not happen again.
What flavor of bubblegum was it that you keep?
It's just bubble gum.
The scoring is so high. If you looked at the top teams again this week, they're just Ohio State 63. What's your reaction to what's taking place in college football? It looks like the top teams are just scoring relentless.
Well, they're making big strikes, and I didn't get to watch all the Ohio State game because we didn't get in until a little bit later, but I got to see, some of the ending of it. And, as you watch college football, it's the strikes that you're seeing, the scoring that you're seeing are big chunk scoring. You see big plays being made maybe off of a missed tackle or the coverage. It's in between the coverage. The pass is in between the coverage. There's great athletes on offense. There's great athletes on defense. And when you get the ball out in the open and it's a one-on-one situation, if you're the defender, you better make it. And if you're the offensive guy, you're trying not to let them make it. And right now, I think that offenses are definitely making some big plays.
As a defensive guy, do you look at offenses like that and try and come up with whatever that scheme might be that stops that sort of thing, or do you just have to accept that
No, never accept anything. Defensively, you always try to. I mean, everybody wants. We need to get better. I'm trying to get this team better as a whole, not just defensively, offensively, special teams. Our return game is not even close to the par it needs to be at. We're always. That's the name of this coaching profession, is to try to stop it, try to add to it if we're on the offensive side, and then special teams to get better. And that's our jobs, and that's why I'm in this profession.
I didn't mean necessarily Illinois in particular.
Okay.
But are there defenses out there that you see that you think people are starting to kind of figure out ways to stop that kind of offense? Are defenses starting to tip those scales back the other way anywhere a little bit?
Well, after seeing the scoring right now, lately, it seems like we're a little bit behind on defense. But if you just look at the scoring, but I think there's definitely ways to that you have to defend it, and I think the quarterback position has gotten even more skilled. Not just throwing the ball; it's also running the ball, and that's why things are happening. Maybe with more scoring right now.
Can you talk a little bit about Tommy Davis, kind of his improvement, what you see in him?
Well, Tommy's and what everybody forgets is, he is a senior and a